Welcome to Same Spit, Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. If you clicked on this video to hear K-Flock reaction to being found guilty, I need you to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And to my cinema cronies, drop the flex emoji in the comments. Now, K-Flock took to his Instagram to give a statement, and he said, I beat the top count. I made the judge cry. He said, now he not forced to give me life. Everything good, not good, and everything bad, not bad. Just got to stay humble to the outcome of your situation and see what they got for you. Chin up, chest out, ain't over nowhere near. Remain a G and stay sucker free. Never fold, never will. Free the thoroughbred ones, kill all rats. Now, he bogus for this. And I'm going to tell you why he bogus. He haven't been sentenced yet. And although he didn't get found guilty of killing that guy for murder, it's a possibility that the jury just saw it for what it was. He just so happened to have a weapon on him allegedly. This guy approached him who had a weapon on him allegedly, and he had to do what he had to do to protect himself. But the problem that come in with this is that you still got found guilty on other charges, and the judge crying is basically the judge looking at you as a young black man with a future ahead of you, somebody who probably didn't know nobody something better, somebody who was caught up in the middle of gangs and violence, grew up in poverty, maybe no father around, brother ended up being killed. All of these mitigating factors that make the judge feel sorry, like, yo, I don't want to get his young kid life because maybe he can come around, maybe he can figure life out and be better. But when you go to the internet and say kill all rats, the prosecutor can go to the judge and say, look, judge, he haven't figured it out. He just said what he had to say in court, or his lawyer saying all these things about him, but as you can see, he's not taking this serious. He's still trying to portray this gangster lifestyle. He's still trying to do this. So K-Flock is running the chance of getting himself 20 plus years by posting this. This is something I would have never posted. I'm sure this is not something his lawyer wanted him to post. But at the end of the day, your lawyer can't control you. Your lawyer did your job. The most serious charge he got you found not guilty for. Now, with the racketeering stuff, it was going to be hard to not find you guilty of that stuff just because all of the people, etc., right? But the dumber you are while you behind them walls, the more trouble you get yourself into, the more your lawyer make off you, the more money your lawyer can get. So if I'm his lawyer, I'm not trying to continue to tell him, don't do this, don't do that. Listen, I've told you once, I've already told you to stay off the internet while you were in jail. I'm sure his lawyer told him to stay off the internet, don't speak on the case, don't say nothing about the case. And I think K-Flock looking at it as, yo, I've already been found not guilty in the highest case, so what can they do to me now? Guess what? They can give you the most time possible. See, if you shut up, you sit back, and you really humble, you don't say nothing, you wait until sentencing, and the judge maybe say, you know what? Instead of giving you 20 years or instead of giving you 10 years, I'm going to give you 5 years because I feel like you have a chance to sit back there, grow, become more intelligent. You're still a very young man, get some wisdom, maybe get you some counseling, get out, and you can move on and be productive in life. And one thing I do think is that I don't think that nobody, no matter the crime, I don't think nobody should be allowed to be given more than 25 years in jail. That's just my thought process. But one of the things I was going to say that I think that a person should do is that I think that the judge should automatically give these people mandatory counseling while they're doing probation. So I that just came to my mind because a lot of these people have to be deprogrammed and reprogrammed. So when you're looking at somebody like K-Flock who grew up in the projects or grew up in the hood, grew up thinking one way, allegedly cripping all his life, these things that's been going through with him and his homies, the violence, the drugs, the guns, the murders, that changes your thinking process and make you see the world in a different way because of the world that you live in the underworld. So I think that when you get probation, it should be mandatory that you take therapy to be able to find reasons and ways to cope and the ways to do with it. Now, the stipulation on the therapy is that you have to go or you can be violated. But I don't think that if you don't participate when you go, or if you don't say the right things, you shouldn't be able to be violated. And what I mean by not participate, you can go and sit there, But, you know, sometimes people have to warm up to people. But I feel like if you get 5 years of probation, you should have to do 5 years of therapy, or you should have to do 2 years of therapy or something like that. Something that can just kind of put your mind on the right pace, or even before you getting out of jail, they should put you in some type of therapy. So let's just say you got a year left on your sentence, 2 years left on your sentence. It should be mandatory that you get with a counselor, that you get with a therapist, and you start planning your life out. And then when you get out of jail, as long as you on probation, should be the same amount of time you should be on therapy. But anyway, man, I don't like K Flock doing this, but he beat the biggest charge, as he said, so we got to see what come from this. The judge could still have grace with him and say, hey, that was immature. I don't want to see you do that anymore. I'm not going to give you the maximum time, but I was planning on giving you 5 years of probation, but I'm going to give you 10 years of probation. Something like that. I hope the judge don't give him more time than he was planning on. Maybe he just give him more probation and not more jail time. But when you see people get online and say stuff like that after going through extreme situations like this, it lets you know that they're not understanding the magnitude of their actions. They're not understanding the magnitude of the situation, and they'll be right back there if they don't change their mind. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair. If you into sneakers, you a sneakerhead, you love seeing the new Jordans, Pumas, whatever it may be, subscribe to Kicking It with Fairplay 2333. If you trying to follow me on my basketball journey, my weightlifting and fitness journey, and also be inspired to get back on your fitness journey, subscribe to Fairplay, Flex, and Fadeaway. Also, any of these pages I just named, you can also find them on TikTok or Instagram.